man, after the build to Fastlane, after the abysmal pay-per-view we received last night, Raw tonight was so refreshing. Raw started hot. Raw ended hot. This Detroit crowd was amazing tonight. Very smart crowd. Knew what they wanted. And showed that it was not at all Roman Reigns. Oh my God. I've never been so happy in my life to see a Raw as I did tonight. Now, this was like not the best Raw I've ever seen, but it was by and far the best Raw of 2016. And there were one or two this year that were okay. It's definitely better than any Raw I saw last year. Just from that opening segment and with that closing segment, man, if you had worries about WrestleMania, I think WWE tonight managed to somewhat ease those fears, because as they have been in prior shows, and you would expect they would do this because it is WrestleMania, but as they have in prior shows, they did step up their game tonight in getting matches for WrestleMania booked early so we can start build for them. And they wasted absolutely zero time doing that tonight. From the jump, they went right into getting a match for WrestleMania built. A match that when I first heard it announced, I was a little hesitant and a little worried about what I would expect out of this and what I really felt. I was a little conflicted, I guess. I'm Zach, and I'm with the Yo Bro Gaming and Review, and this is your Raw review for February 22nd, 2016, and Raw came to you tonight from Detroit, Michigan. And was this crowd hot tonight? This was a smart crowd. Usually I start these off and I end up having a rant because WWE, like I said last night, their booking has been garbage. I don't know what happened. Did they completely switch guys, get a whole new team in, and say, hey, we got a WrestleMania team and you guys can do the rest of the year? I don't know. But I honestly don't care because this was a really, really good Raw. I usually don't give Raw's rating, but I'm going to give you my rating for it right now. Tonight's Raw was a 8.5 to a 9. It was that good. Of course, that third hour got a little slow tonight, and we'll get to that when we get to it. But right off the bat, there were a lot of things I liked tonight. But there are a few things that I didn't, clearly. And one of those was for the opening package for Raw tonight, highlighting the triple threat match last night with Roman winning. They dubbed the audio to have Roman cheered. Now, if you watched Fastlane last night, Roman was not at all cheered. Roman was definitely booed out of that building as he was tonight. But that is just a minor thing. And I thought Raw, when it first started, was going to be abysmal because look at how Fastlane finished last night. So what did they do? Let me pull up my notes real quick. I don't have a computer, but I'm going to pull my notes over here. They showed the Vincent J. McMahon Legacy of Excellence Award, how it was about to be presented. They showed what the main event for Mania was going to be with Triple H and Roman Reigns, the little thing. And then they showed how Ambrose was attacked. I will talk about that when I get to it. It was on Facebook today. I didn't talk about it because I'm not a newsbreaker. But they start right off the top with Vince McMahon coming out to the ring to present this award. He talks about his father and how he was a kind man, a good-hearted man. He was sweet and gentle to people, and that the person who would receive this award was going to have that. He talked about his dad and his promotion and how he got them from being this small little thing and to getting them into other territories. And he says, you know, the way his dad was is what this person would be, as I was just saying. And he introduced, now I talked about it last week. I thought you'd have Stephanie McMahon, or not Stephanie McMahon, I thought you'd have John Cena or The Undertaker come out to get this award, and that would set up their match. I was wrong. I will admit that. What does he do? I even tweeted right out before this, watch it be Triple H. I was also wrong, sorta. And what did he do? He introduced Stephanie McMahon as the recipient of this award. What the fuck? But okay, I'm gonna move past that because what happens afterwards was made up for it, and it's set up for something that I'm okay with. He ends up telling her how she deserves it, how she's worked hard, and how he's proud of her, and how she just is everything that his father was. And she talks to say, you know, says that how she has to acknowledge her partner and her husband, and before she could go any further, oh my God, Shane fucking McMahon comes out. I didn't even hear anything about this. Now I don't go on the dirt sheets, and I don't do that because I do like to be surprised. But if I hear something, I have no problem hearing it. It doesn't excite me. But to know that Shane was there when he finally came out, to be shocked, like, what? This is really happening. Then that crowd went just crazy. Thank you, you know, welcome back. You still got it chants. Huge, holy shit chants. I mean, and then Vince tries to hug Shane, and Shane's just like, no. This Shane McMahon said everything that we were thinking. This, I know, was a work, but it sounded like a shoot to me. And I'm going to read some of it off. He thanked the crowd, and he said that he was there because, you know, it was about family, it was about legacy, it was about the award, and how, you know, everything that his grandfather was, Stephanie is not, and that Stephanie did not deserve that award. He continued to go on, and, I mean, he was just airing dirty laundry, how Stephanie and Triple H, in the time that he's been gone, has managed to run this company into the ground, which isn't true, because if you really look, Triple H has really, like, done great with NXT. But as far as this goes, story-wise, it's true, the company has been run into the ground. You know, he's talked about how the injuries have happened and how people have been wanting to leave. I mean, it sounded like a shoot, but it was a work. So I applaud WWE for listening and actually putting that stuff in there. He also talked about how, you know, him and his dad had worked out a deal when he had left, and how, you know, with no disrespect, Stephanie didn't deserve to be there. You know, he never lost his place in line, that he just took time to go and do other things, but that he was back. Stephanie was pretty much in the doghouse. She got sent off to the back, and Vince says, look, how much money is it going to take? What can I do to get you out of here? And Shane says, it's not about the money. It was never about the money. Vince is like, okay, if it's not about the money, what is it? And he flat out told him, I want control of Monday Night Raw. I want to fix this. He says, you know, you're a third generation, I'm a fourth generation. He talked about his kids being the fifth generation, how he wanted this company to still be there for the fifth generation, the sixth, and the seventh, and so on and so forth. I mean, Shane walked in here tonight, and he didn't lose a step. He looked great. Yeah, he's graying, whatever. But Shane looked incredible tonight, was incredible on that. So Vince says, oh, that's what you want? Okay. He says, I'll tell you what. You have one match, one night only. I pick the time, the place, the opponent, everything. And you, all you have to do is win. If you do that, you got a deal. You can have Raw. Shane says, I've made a deal with the devil before. Why not do it again? And he agreed. So Vince named the time, and you knew WrestleMania was going to be the place. But I did not know. Rumors have been going around that Undertaker would have a mystery opponent from someone who's outside of the company. Those rumors are true, apparently, because his opponent now is Shane McMahon. Shane's not been with this company in about 7 years, but I'm sure he's still active and still does things. And I know Shane, when put into those situations, can really, really do good. I mean, look at his old matches. For a guy who was not a trained wrestler, he's phenomenal. He knows how to hit high spots, and he knows how to entertain a crowd. And now he's going to go facing The Undertaker. But Vince didn't stop there. Oh, no. He says, you want control? One other thing. This match will be a Hell in a Cell match. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I didn't know how I should feel about this, how I felt. But as the night went on and I saw other people's tweets and I thought about it, yes, I am all for this. I know what Shane McMahon can do, and I'm sure, the crowd even chanted, you still got it. And I'm sure he does. So this being a main event added to WrestleMania, so now you got 2 matches for Mania set up, and we just started the actual build. Now Fastlane is done. WWE, I applaud you. And they didn't. This was a half hour gone, and I didn't even mind that there was no wrestling. So what are they followed up with? At first I was like, oh god, Neville and the Lucha Dragons against the New Day. Xavier Woods wrestled in a match. Oh my god, what happened tonight? Who, as the New Day would say, booked this stuff. Incredible. Now, there were a lot of commercials. I think they had like 3 commercials in a 15-minute time frame that this match was going on, but New Day was awesome. They cut a promo about Edge and Christian about freaking League of Nations again. They are incredible. Xavier Woods, he can wrestle, people. Haven't seen it since before SummerSlam, but fucking A, man, he did phenomenal. They talked about New Day eating a bowl of Bootios so that they wouldn't have booty, and oh my god, New Day, like I said, was awesome. But New Day showed why they were one of the best teams in WWE. They wrestled a solid match, and by the end of it, you got your high spots from Kalisto and Sin Cara and Neville. Neville doing the 450 splash. Michael Cole called it a shooting star press. Michael Cole, look up your matches, or look up your wrestling holds. Sin Cara flying all over the ring. Kalisto flying all over the ring. But Kalisto got his mask pulled, got hit with the Trouble in Paradise, and the New Day went over. It was a good match. It was just good. It gave New Day something. Still waiting for Enzo and Cass to come out. I don't want to see a League of Nations thing with him. I still believe you're going to have Enzo and Cass. We're just going to have to wait another week, I suppose. But then you see Reigns backstage. Now, while yes, Reigns got booed tonight, if you want to start working on him, getting to a good point where people will appreciate him, people will buy into him, you did a good start with you. This was the good step to start with. He's backstage. You see him on his phone. He's asked, about if he's got any updates on Ambrose, and he just sees, doctors. He got thrown through a car, and then I think it was JoJo asked him, I know you had this on your mind. That's probably got to, weigh on you since you should be happy. You're going to WrestleMania, and he put it simple that he's ready for WrestleMania. No more BS is basically how he put it. It's just him and Triple H, and that was all that matters. I give you credit, Roman Reigns. You were short and you were sweet. You were direct about it. Keep doing that. If WWE can keep him from talking as much as possible and just have him go out in the ring and show you why he is where he is, you will be better for it. He does not need to talk. Let him just be a badass. Go out there and do that. If you're not going to make him a heel, let him be a badass face who just says what is on his mind. So then, This show just keeps rolling. Like, this first 2 hours, my goodness, man. Lesnar and Heyman come out. JBL kept referring to the Kimura as a Kimura. The Kimura lock! The Kimura lock! Whatever. Lesnar was still being cheered. No matter what Lesnar does, Lesnar's going to be cheered. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of this, there was an incident backstage that was posted on Facebook today between Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose, where Brock Lesnar straight up came and punked out Dean Ambrose, beating him, slamming him into the cars, freaking suplexing him on the hoods, and then suplexing him onto the windshield, sending him to the hospital with a neck brace. So Heyman talked about how Lesnar is the main event, even when he's not wrestling. Last night he was in the main event. Tonight he's in the main event just by talking, and he's big box office, whether it's been the WWE or the MMA. Heyman had a good promo. Not a lot of what he usually does with his long-winded talk. But he talked about how he went into last night, put Roman and Reigns to Suplex City, had the Kimura lock, JBL, set on Reigns, should have won, but then Ambrose with a chair took what was a good wrestling match and turned it into a street fight. And because of that, he took himself out of the main event, he took Lesnar out of the main event, and by doing so, Lesnar took him out by basically sending him into the hospital. And now now Lesnar is putting everyone on notice that he needs an opponent for WrestleMania. That Triple H is the main event, not Roman Reigns is the main event. He is, no matter where he is on the card, no matter what he's doing. What happens? Before Lesnar can leave, the ambulance shows back up, of course, with Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose gets out, he's crawling to the ring, rolling down the ramp slow, playing off that he's really, really hurt. Lesnar just kind of walks by him, and he gets cut off with the mic, where he just says, "Hey, Brock, I told you you had to kill me. I'm not done yet. I want you at WrestleMania in a no-holds-barred street fight match." What? Is fucking Ambrose crazy? And Brock walks back down there and F5s him. Paul just leans down. "Mr. Ambrose, Brock accepts your match." And they walk off like beasts. I love this. I know they were going towards a Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt match, but with how things went at Fastlane, I'm glad they scratched that, because the Wyatts looked like crap, and the way they've been booking Dean Ambrose, he's looked good. Yes, some people on Twitter said, well, how can you book Dean Ambrose when he can't beat Roman? He's not going to beat Lesnar. I kind of already see that. He's not going to beat Lesnar, but the way you've booked him to be that never give up attitude, the way you've booked him to never stay down, he keeps fighting, that mentality, it's going to look good. Roman, I keep fucking up, man. Ambrose will probably get his ass whooped in this match, but with it being a street fight, it does open up Ambrose to do other things, to look good. Brock will put this guy over, even if he does not take the pin. I'm not worried about that. I know this will be a great match. So I am looking forward to it. And anyone who's not, that's on you. But it's a third match now set for WrestleMania. 3 matches are now set in just the first hour of Raw. When you go back to Fastlane, the Royal Rumble, TLC, and Survivor Series, nothing was even set until like the last week or two. So WWE, whatever you were on tonight, man, keep that going. Now a moment that was a little slower, the Usos came out. And then the Dudleys came out and said, hey, it was nothing personal. We just had to remind people of who we are, what the tag team we were. And that we're not going to be remembered by an item, but we're going to be remembered by our titles. And then they brought up Rikishi and how maybe he should have stopped worrying about thongs. He should have taught them about other things. I kind of missed that. But the Usos ended up having to face the Ascension. The Ascension attacked them from behind, but the Usos took control, couple super kicks, a couple high-flying moves, and the Usos won, and the Dudleys just kind of stood there. I think they're setting up a match for WrestleMania between these guys, and I'm cool with that too. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're going to be involved in some big freaking fatal four-way. I'd rather just see a single one-on-one tag match, but whatever. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to keep going. So Chris Jericho comes out to a great ovation, of course. He talks about how he talked about AJ and how he wrestled around the world and he heard about this guy and all these things he was doing, how he was phenomenal. But then AJ showed up at the Rumble and he didn't like him and he didn't know why he should be called phenomenal. But then he's had 3 matches since then, and AJ has beat him twice, with last night being the most recent, and how it was a phenomenal match and how he has the respect for AJ. And then he asked AJ to come out so he could tell him something else to his face. So AJ comes out and he tells AJ, you know what? I didn't like you, but I do respect you. But last night, you showed me you deserve to be here and that you are not good, not great, but you are phenomenal. And they shook hands. Very simple thing, very classy by Chris Jericho. So then the Social Outcasts come out. They kind of try to stir the pot. Tell Jericho, you know, I ain't buying it. Tell AJ, oh, you're a coward, blah, blah, blah. That they're not a team, but they're really a team. And Bo Dallas, dude, Bo Dallas is fun. I know the Social Outcasts as a whole kind of suck, but Bo Dallas, like, I love seeing people coming together and showing love. And he's like, dude, you know, I was being sarcastic. He's like, so was I. I'm like, okay, that's funny, all right? Bo Dallas is a funny dude. Let him keep doing his shtick. But this ended up setting up a match where you had dubbed Jericho and AJ as Y2AJ. I like that. That was brought up by Adam Rose. That was pretty good. So now, yeah, Jericho says, okay, we're not a tag team, but we can be. So you got Y2AJ, Jericho and AJ Styles, to take on Heath Slater and Curtis Axel of the Social Outcasts. This match is what it was. Jericho and AJ worked really good as a team. The Social Outcasts, you know, they kept trying to get involved. But AJ kept showing why he was the beast that he was. Jericho was Jericho. Social Outcasts, they held their own. Like I said, it is what it was. It was kind of a match to just put over AJ and Jericho, and I don't know what it's setting up. No Kevin Owens tonight. That kind of bugged me. I haven't really brought that up yet, but by this point, I thought I would have seen him, but no Kevin Owens tonight. What the fuck? You had such a great show tonight, but no Kevin Owens? That's probably my biggest gripe of the night, is not seeing Mr. Owens, your Intercontinental Champion, on the show. But I know he'll be a part of this build to WrestleMania. Maybe he was sick, who knows. But Jericho and AJ won this match. Jericho getting Curtis Axel into the walls of Jericho, and then AJ just flying around the ring, taking out the rest of the members of the Social Outcasts. No heel turn tonight, but those two are one hell of a fucking team, man. If they want to keep them as a team, I'll watch that shit. It's kind of like I've been thinking, kind of like I've been hearing, you're probably going to see the both of them involved in the Intercontinental title picture somehow, and I look forward to it. You see Triple H and Stephanie backstage. Triple H is telling Stephanie she needs to let go of it. You know, she's like, I can't. You know, Shane comes in. He steals my thunder. It's supposed to be my moment. He's like, you know what? The show didn't start how we want, but it'll end how we want. Do you want to talk to him or should I? She says, I'll go talk to him, referring to Roman Reigns. So she sees Roman Reigns. She tells him that he's got a match. It's against Sheamus. You know, them not being a big part of WrestleMania. It's frustrating to them. It'd really be a shame if he got hurt and had to give up his title opportunity. Kind of teasing something happening. Then you see Goldust and R-Truth back there, and you know what? This was going into the third hour, and it was what it was. Another, oh, be my partner, no, and then smashes a cake into Goldust's face. I ain't talking about it no more. Then we get the Wyatts against Ryback, Show, and Kane again. They ended up giving the Wyatts their match back. I was busy doing other things, setting up for this review. I didn't pay no attention to this. I just didn't care to. But I know Ryback walked out, and King got his sister Abigail, and the Wyatts got their win back. What are you going to do with the Wyatts going into WrestleMania? You had them lose last night. Now they get their win tonight. I think you've kind of effed up. It's too late. No one's going to take them serious. I don't know. Maybe they'll all be a part of the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. I'm going to move on, because then you get Ryback backstage being interviewed. He says, it was nothing personal, but I'm done being in tag teams. It's time for me to stand on my own. It's break the glass ceiling or something. I don't know. Then you get Sasha versus Tamina. Or Sasha versus Naomi with Tamina in a match. The match was okay. Sasha was the superior athlete in this match. Naomi, she's a good wrestler. I kind of sidetracked her in this match too. From what I caught, though, like I said, it was a good match. No joke. It was good to see Sasha. She got the bank statement after Becky came out and took down Tamina. The big part of it was Sasha winning. Number 2, Charlotte comes out, and yet again, we're being teased with the match for Mania. And pretty much know what this match will be, because she comes out playing her heel role beautifully. Charlotte is starting to grow on me. She's starting to grow on my friend as well. She said, I was just so emotional. You two together is so beautiful. And, it's just my match last night. And then she just plays it like, you know what? You two are going to mess with each other. One of you are going to be number 1 contender. You guys are going to have that match. I've already been told by the Authority. And she just played it off so well. It showed the tension between the two of them. And that nothing was spoke from them. But you saw that tension. Beautiful segment. It was short and it was good and I enjoyed it. The third hour was with the Ryback segment. But once you got to the Charlotte segment, it was good. Things started picking back up. So Raw kind of dipped, but it got back to where it needed to be. You saw Vince backstage and he was talking to Stephanie and she was saying, what is Shane holding over you? It's got to be something if you did this. He's like, look, I twisted Shane. I got him where I wanted him. I manipulated him. We have another main event. There's no way Shane's going to beat The Undertaker, especially with it being Hell in a Cell. He's like, calculated risk. Got this. Segment was done. Backstage segments tonight didn't go on long. They were quick. A lot of talking tonight. What wrestling we did get was really, really good. And then they announced the next Hall of Fame inductee, The Godfather. I hope he brings the hose with him. I don't know for sure what Godfather really did to get in the Hall of Fame. I know he's been around for a long time. He was Kamala. He was not Kamala, but he was. He had a lot of different gimmicks in this company, but Godfather definitely being the best. He's a former Intercontinental Champion. And he's a tag team champion. As far as I'm concerned, put the Godfather in there, induct the hose with him, But, APA are going to reunite for the night, tell some stories about them on the road. It should be pretty interesting. So now he's with Sting, going into the Hall of Fame. He does deserve to be there. I remember watching the Godfather, pimping ain't easy, man. He'd be pimping hoes nationwide, etc. I want to hear the shtick, man. I want to relive my Attitude Era moments. As a child, I look forward to it. Yes, I was a child who was brought up on pimps and hoes. What up? So you finally get your main event of the evening. Roman got booed out of the building. And I wanted to bring up something because it ain't going to get no better. Before I get into this match, I have a list. This was posted on Twitter. I'm not sure where next week's coming from, but this is the next 4 weeks after the next week's Raw. You've got March 7th, Chicago, Illinois. Then in Pittsburgh on the 14th, the 21st in Philadelphia, and then Brooklyn, New York on the 28th. Roman Reigns, WWE. If you think for 1 second this man's going to be cheered in any of these places, you are on the road to WrestleMania, man. You are fucking insane. No way is he going to be cheered in those places. He wasn't tonight. Wherever they are next week, ain't going to happen then either. You are going to smart cities. You're going to Chicago, Pittsburgh, where the incident from last year happened, Philadelphia, The last 2 Royal Rumbles. You are insane. And then you're in Brooklyn with a New York crowd, a WrestleMania, a SummerSlam crowd. Come on, guys. You guys, hey, this can be good crowds from here to WrestleMania. No doubt. But if you're a Roman Reigns lover, you're in for a world of hurt if you think he's going to be cheered. I have no issues with Roman Reigns personally. I just don't think he's ready as a face. But you know what? It is what he is. He did a good job tonight talking in the match. He did well as well. So I can't complain about Roman tonight. Let's talk about it. Sheamus was physical. He worked on the shoulder, and Reigns actually sold the shoulder tonight. He knows what's up. He knows it is time to go to WrestleMania, and it's time to put up or to shut up. So I am going to let Roman do what Roman does. There's nothing we can do to change it. This is your main event. Regardless of what you want, there's no money in the bank to save them. There's no Seth Rollins. They're not putting Ambrose in this. He's now going to be tied up with Lesnar. Just take it as it is, guys. It's all any of us can do. I'm going to take it as it is. You all need to take it as it is, too. We will be okay. I promise you all, we will be okay. But Reigns, he was attacked by the League of Nations, and can we get Mauro Ranallo into the calling this? I mean, we're going to WrestleMania. We want our A game for this, right? Put Cole on the pre-show for Mania. Let him have his 2 hours, and then put Ranallo on main commentary, because Michael Cole couldn't call anything, man. Like when he was on SmackDown with Taz, that worked well together, but I don't know what happened. Michael Cole, it's time to get the fuck out of here, man. Let Ranallo be the A+ announcer that he is. Man, imagine WrestleMania. Even Triple H versus Roman Reigns would sound 1,000 times better with a guy like Ranallo. He is that Jim Ross style of commentator that you want. And then, I'll even take King over goddamn Byron Saxton. I think those 3 guys would do better than the 3 that we have now. So God help us in commentary with WrestleMania. Nothing we can do to fix that. We just have to endure. But as far as the match was going, yeah, Roman Reigns got attacked by the League of Nations, but they got ejected during the commercial break. Go figure. Too many commercial breaks, WWE. There's another complaint. But he hit a Superman punch, and Sheamus rolled out of the ring. Then he ended up freaking spearing him outside of the ring, and no one won this match. It kind of just got threw out. But this was the second best portion of the night. Triple H's music hit. Time to play the game. Not the King of Kings. He came out to the games thing. And that crowd went insane for him. He came out, boots, jeans, wrists tied up. He didn't come out as the authority Triple H. He came out as the fucking game. Belt over his shoulder, his leather jacket, new t-shirt, and he came out there, and him and Reigns just fought. Reigns showed you what he needed to show you. He didn't wait for Triple H to get in the ring. He got out in that ring, and he went for him. And they just brawled. But Triple H got the upper hand. He ended up bloodying Roman Reigns, hitting him with the throat with the ring bell, smashing his face, repeating. This is what you need to build this match. This was a great fucking segment. The crowd was into it. This goes back to talking about Roman being booed. The smart crowds cheering for Triple H. He is the face of this match. And it showed tonight. There was Triple H chants. They only booed Triple H when he was getting pulled off after he bloodied Roman Reigns' face from smashing it again and again and again and again onto the table. Like 10, 15 goddamn times, man. I don't know what that is in the background, but okay. But yeah, the crowd booed when that happened, but Triple H wasn't done. He takes the steps, he rips the top set off, and he pedigrees fucking Reigns' face into it. That is what I want. Yes, this feels like the aggression area. You got Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell. You've got Triple H in the world title match. You've got Brock Lesnar in a street fight. It may feel like it's the Ruthless Aggression era. It may feel Attitude Era-esque. But WWE, with what you're doing, with what you have, I'm giving you guys applaud for tonight. Now, will this continue into next week? I don't know. But you have Triple H as your face, and I'm okay with that. Reigns is doing what he has to do. The announcers are going to continue to push Reigns over as the face, even though the crowd is going to take Triple H as the face, even though he's the heel. Triple H did a good job tonight. Getting it, and I'm glad it wasn't just talking. I'm glad they got physical tonight. But my overall impressions of Raw tonight, fucking fantastic show. It's a great way to start your road to WrestleMania after Fastlane, after that abysmal garbage we saw last night. WWE knew they owed us, and they did not disappoint tonight. So thank you, WWE. Thank you all for watching this. If there's anything I left out that you think I should have talked about, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. You can subscribe to our channel. Just hit the red button down there. You'll get more news and more videos from us. I'll leave a couple links to the videos down there if I need to. So yeah, thank you. Follow us on our social media. All that stuff's down in the description as well. Thank you. God bless America. Raw was freaking fantastic tonight. And I'll see you guys all for NXT. Speaking of, before I go, I know I missed NXT this past week. I didn't have my network. My expiration happened. I didn't get to pay it until Friday. So I will be reviewing this past week's NXT. Don't worry. I will have 2 NXT reviews up this coming week. I will review this past week's and this week's NXT coming. So look forward to that. I'll see you guys on both of those videos. Good night, and I'll see you guys all then. Peace out.